Hello and welcome back to Oversky Card Spotlight. This week we're going to take a look at Drakkar Skycaptain. Now Drakkar Skycaptain is actually a very good card. It's a 4 Faeria flying 2/4 that costs 1 desert, and whenever you draw a flying creature, it gains +1/+1. Now, as a 4 Faeria 1 land creature, this is an amazing turn 1 harvester if you go in second. It has 4 life, so it's very durable, and its ability can snowball out of control if you build a deck around it. So why hasn't Drakkar Skycaptain been a key component of competitive Faeria? Simply because I feel that there's not enough support for the card in terms of flying creatures. We have a few good flying creatures already. The Manta Rider is a good one. The Kaleem Skyguard is another. But there's not enough variety to really utilize Drakkar Skycaptain's ability to its maximum potential. So I feel this card will get better and maybe have its spotlight in the metagame once we get more flying creatures, so we have a bit more variety and a bit more choice when it comes to building a deck around that keyword. Now I'm going to be playing Yellow Flyer today on the ladder. If you'd like to see the deck list, be sure to check out the article in the description below where I talk about this card more in depth. So let's get into some matches and play some Yellow Flyers. Alright guys, into a match here. Going against Yellow Rush. Sith Lord has been playing Yellow Rush on the ladder, and I haven't had much luck against him in all fairness. We played earlier and yeah, it was pretty terrible because he just overwhelmed me with Lord of the Waste. There's not a lot I could do about them. This hand is looking a little bit better than I've had previously, simply because I can Air Elemental into the Manta Rider. Now Manta Riders are really valuable because they give me a creature to work with later on. And next turn we can now just go straight into Manta Rider. I doubt that Yellow Rush is going to be able to remove this unless there's an Air Elemental. No, it's just going to be Flash Salmon into Kaleem's Prayer. Pass. Okay, cycling. Fair enough. Yeah, and we'll just drop down the Manta Rider. So there's some good defense now going in, but Yellow Rush has the power to overwhelm their opponents very easily by just playing lots of stuff. Stuff like Flash Salmon into Demon Wrangler, into this, into that. It's just like sad times. Oh, this is pretty good if this doesn't get soul drained. Yeah, well, this works out fine for us. Kill this. Soul drain this. Clear this. I'm going to double neutral to make sure they can only go down the middle now. And then maybe we just go for an emissary. We can start collecting. We still need to collect a bit of Faeria. Our win condition here is probably a Windborn Champion. It's going to be a monk. We can Flash Salmon this monk next turn. Into a follower. We can hit this follower. Unless it's been sacrificed. It is being sacrificed. But we can just trade with this with the Manta Rider, which works out just perfectly for us. Yep, so we could actually go face here, but our opponent has Faeria to spare, which is something I don't like. Maybe we could trade. But yeah, I don't think we're in a position where we want to go aggressive yet. Ooh, Skycaptain. I like it. So forcing our opponent down one path towards our orb. We have 3 creatures on board. Really nice. We got Skycaptain going now. So we can get some value. I'm curious if there's Crystal Flyer in this build. I haven't seen it in my previous matches. Just gonna go for defensive land. It's absolutely fine. So we'll collect, yeah, we'll collect with... Interesting. I actually think Skycaptain's gonna sit on here. We'll collect here. We'll move up. Then we'll do this. And then we'll do this. Now, we might just run into Doomsday, but we have initiative. If Doomsday comes down, we can just +1 into Skyguard. Yeah. So this is great. We can just go plus. Well, we could actually just draw here instead. No, I'm gonna +1 because I want to be able to salmon any potential aggressive creatures. So I can go into Skyguard next turn, push 5, and then just like flash salmon this. Prayer. Or if it's Demon Wrangler, I can just even kill the Demon Wing. And then we should be in a good spot to just win the race. I mean, alternatively, I could have developed a desert here and moved the Skyguard here. Yeah, I think we still win this race. Alright, I think we have this. I don't see how we'd lose. I guess we'd lose to Wind Soldier, potentially. Wind Soldier in my 5-3. Takes a draw. It's my face. Plays a monk. No Wind Soldier. That's gonna be game. So we actually took one off Yellow Rush. Feels good, guys. And now, don't get me wrong. It's not a matchup you're going to win a lot. But in that situation, things kind of lined up very nicely for us. And we were able to get down the Manta Rider early, which is very durable. We were able to lock the land into Central, so it's very easy to answer the threats. And even after that Doomsday, clearing a lot of boards, setting up that aggressive land enabled us to set up Lethal over 2 turns. And that was why I sacrificed that creature, because I knew my opponent would go down to 10 life, and then, you know, I could chip away at it probably quicker than my opponent could when Faeria starved. So yeah, good games, and we'll go on to the next. Alright guys, into our next match. Going against Sunkichi. Now we want to find a Skycaptain. Well, we want to find something to play. Now, Iron of Smile could give us something to play, but we have to pay 2 Faeria to get those creatures. It's not something we want to do. I could have potentially kept 1, but I wanted a hard mulligan for the Skycaptain. Skycaptain, such a great opener. I'm curious to see what Sunkichi is up to. It's going to be a Bone Collector, so this could be Green Yellow Sack. And I started here because in case it was Yellow Rush. I like to go up this way usually, but because it could be Yellow Rush, I decided to do it that way instead. We'll go for the Skyguard. I'm going to use this Skyguard to apply pressure to this Bone Collector. Now, the one disadvantage that we have as a Flyers player is we don't have access to Wind Soldier because we want our creatures to move around without having to have land. So a little sad there. And that's a play around Celestial Tower, which I didn't include in this build. I decided against it in the end. I wanted to just try ones with Flash Winds and Windborn Champion instead. I'm a big lover of Windborn Champion, even though it's not the best of card anymore. But it gives me a bit of nostalgia, the old days of Yellow Control, one of my favorite archetypes. So I decided to go down that route instead of Celestial Tower, and it gives us another flyer as well. Allows us to get more synergy with the Drakkar Skycaptain. So now we can kill the Bone Collector. which is incredibly valuable. And instead of using our whole Skyguard, I'm just gonna use the Manta Rider. Then we're gonna summon an aggressive Skyguard and take an aggressive land. So we are the aggressors in this matchup. Green Yellow Sack can kind of sit around. You can't leave Green Yellow Sack to sit around and do what it wants. You need to apply pressure. Now you could have argued, why don't I Soul Drain the Tiki Caretaker, stop the collection? I might need Soul Drain for bigger fish. Tiki Caretaker doesn't really represent much of a threat here. Collects a bit of Faeria, sure, but at least I keep my double Soul Drain. I can maybe get rid of a defending creature and then start to attack, and that's what I'm kind of gearing up towards here. It's going to be a Flash Salmon and a Bone Collector and a Village Elder. So now I can double Soul Drain the Bone Collector, which is a much higher value target than a Tiki Caretaker. So yeah, let's double Soul Drain this. Move in and kill this. We don't want to kill the Village Elder. And we can +1 and go into another Skyguard. This is what I like about Skyguards. Skyguards invade enemy territory. You know, you can play them adjacent to your creatures. You can play them on your enemy lands and apply pressure. And this is what I'm doing with them now. Now, if the Village Elder wants to cycle, they can't collect Faeria this time. But it's going to get a power up from the Tiki Caretaker. That worked out really nicely. Into Iron of Smile. Probably going to find Flash Salmon. Finish off my 2-1. Yep. What's this going to be? That's going to be a Skyak, I would imagine. Yeah. So things are still looking pretty decent for our opponent here. I'm actually gonna continue to starve my opponent of Faeria by killing the Caretaker this time and then playing the Emissary. Because this way, we stop a collection. I mean, our Skyak can move here and clear the Skyguard, but it's already gained value, it'll 2-for-1. But if the Skyak could kill our... I guess Skyak could kill our double collector. Maybe that was a bit dangerous there. But if our Skyak kills our double collector, that means we're pushing 9 damage next turn. So I don't think I mind that much. I guess Wind Soldier would be pretty sad. But I don't think the Turbo Sack doesn't run Wind Soldier generally. That might have changed since the Living Willow Feed the Forest combo has been altered. Clear into more Skyaks. Oh man, Skyaks are terrifying. That is a very nice card to pick up. So again, I can continue to gain value if I want. I could maybe move this Skyak out the way, move this across and hit Orb. Move this across, hit the Bone Collector, then hit the Orb with my Skyguard. Again, just getting a lot of value. But where do I want to set this up? I don't think I'm winning in the next couple of turns. I think I need to put this on double collection. So yeah, let's move it this way. Because this means when the Skyak moves over, if I move the Skyak go over, it would be on a collection spot and gain a Faeria. So I'm stopping Tsunkichi from gaining a Faeria by moving it to the left and moving it to the right and the middle instead. Now these two Skyaks can finish off my creatures, but it's not a lot of Faeria to work with. Okay, so gonna collect. So maybe a Soul Eater's coming down this turn. Maybe more Skyax. I hope there's not more Skyax. Absolute pain. So this is probably a Soul Eater. It's an 11/11, so I'm hoping to pick up a Flash Wind. Flash Wind would be great. Didn't find it. Didn't find it. So I can take a collection this side. Out of reach of the Soul Eater. I'll play a Flash Salmon. Maybe I clear this. Or I could just take the damage, actually. And we're playing this out of reach of the Skyak. That's the plan here. We don't want the Skyak to clear the Emissary. We want the Emissary to be able to hit, and we're given... You know, Soul Eater has to hit one of them. It's probably going to be this. But also, this is a problem as well. So if I pick up Mobility again, I'm going to be able to zip around and finish off my opponent. I could also double collect if I don't have Mobility, so I can just move down, double collect into Manta Rider. Could be very useful. Ooh, Last Nightmare. It's not very often you see Last Nightmare in Green Yellow Sacrifice. It wasn't featured in Dom Pork's Turbo Sack, so it hasn't had much play. But sometimes you get yeah, it does show up in this build. Sometimes you get the Shaitan Assassin instead. Now this is a problem for me simply because I don't have anything to play now. So next turn I'll pick up a Windborn Champion. Probably move the Soul Eater out of reach. So where are we here? We're here. I could play the Champion here. Well, actually, if it collects here, 1, 2, 3. So I could still play an aggressive Manta Rider. Now, Sunkichi might decide to take Faeria with the Skyak and just use the Soul Eater as a way to clear the Skyguard, which is absolutely fine. But Sunkichi also needs to take into consideration, am I running Wind Soldier? If I'm running Wind Soldier, there's inevitability. Now, he's seen Flash Salmon, but I think Sunkichi's wise enough to know that Flyers probably doesn't run Wind Soldier because it's not a flying creature. Complete orb block here. This isn't an army of Skyaks. It's going to be very sad. It's going to be an Elder. Maybe a Flash Salmon to cycle and empower this outside of Soul Drain Reach. Very smart. Very smart play there from Sunkichi. So this is in a very good position because it challenges all my deserts. So if I was to summon, say, a Manta Rider, it would be able to clear it. I don't know if that's fine, if I just accept that. I think my choices are I set up a defensive Skycaptain out of reach of these, or I set up a Manta Rider then hope to find a Flash Wind and then go for potentially... see, I won't have the Faeria to do that. I think I have to set up a Skycaptain here. I'd rather get this off the board, to be honest. I don't want this to live. This is still very dangerous. So maybe I do go for the Manta Rider. This comes down, it clears. I get my 2/2. That can start collecting Faeria for me. Then I can maybe summon the Skycaptain on my next turn. I'm in a good position as long as my creatures with charge 2 are still on board, because if I pick up mobility, I can potentially shimmy stuff around and then get that lethal. I'm just a bit Faeria starved, that's the only problem. I really want the Soul Eater to trade with my Manta Rider. I just want to get that threat off the board. And I'm hoping that the Manta Rider scares Sunkichi enough to want to get rid of it. But then again, the difference between 5 and 2 is not that big right now. They both have lethal. Oh, the Skyak army. Okay, I don't actually know if I can win this now. I'd need like a combination of soul drains. There's only 4. I don't know. I can definitely get something going. Let's take a draw. Soul Drain, okay. Okay. We potentially have something for next turn. Because like I said, it doesn't matter if this is a 5/3 or a 2/2. It still sets up lethal for me. We have Soul Drain on this one. Flash Salmon on this one. Move, move, kill. So that's the plan. That's how we're planning to win this game now. Now, I'm kind of hoping there's no mobility from Sunkichi. In the old green-yellow sacrifice builds, they used to run stuff like the Orodrim Fanatic. That used to be quite popular because it was a way to maneuver your Soul Eaters around to find lethal opportunities. Oh, he's going to move the Elder out the way. Aggressive. Soul Eater coming down, +1. Into Demon Wrangler. That's perfect. I'm just going to push damage. So going for the 2-turn clock. Oh, wait. Is that just lethal? Oh, my goodness. That's just lethal. Okay. I had lethal next turn. But Sunkichi just playing that Gift of Rakora and finding lethal. Fanatic in the Gift of Rakora? Oh, my goodness. I had lethal as well. Especially off that Demon Wrangler. I could have used the... I could have just made Desert Flash Salmoned up, hit this, move into the Windborn Champion, or into Soul Drain, into Windborn Champion, slot in the middle there, and finish off my opponent. But I was not expecting a Gift of Recall. Well played, Sunkichi. That was a very, very good game. Alright guys, into another match. I think I'm going to keep these two and just throw away the Nightmare. Oh, this is really nice. I like getting Manta Riders like on the second turn usually. Because I can just go Desert, 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 Manta Rider. And it's really strong. So I'll take a Desert in the middle. And we'll just relax. I kept the Iona Smile because we could potentially just search up Drakkar Skycaptain. And it is going to be a Skyak deck. Now, I'm going to ignore this because we've already seen how annoying Skyaks can be. So let's take the Desert, let's take the Smile, just in case we find a Sky... Oh, double Skycaptain, I'll take it. Move this into double collection for next turn, go into another Desert, play another Manta Rider. Alternatively, if I want to play a bit slower, what I could do is I could set up another Skycaptain and then build towards just having a lot of power-ups. And I think I'm actually quite happy with doing that for now. So Just play another Skycaptain down here to collect off this well. So we'll be collecting off 3 wells, and then we can start drawing to get more power-ups. We do have air elementals to fill up our other deserts for our wingborn champions, so hopefully we won't draw them too early, because then it means we can draw more cards. Excuse me, guys. Alright, so let's take this, let's draw. Double power up, very nice. We can take the collection. And then we can go into the Sky Guard here to protect our Sky Captain. And actually I don't mind going into an emissary as well. This is a 7/5, very, very powerful. I think an alternative to this build could be dropping the Windborn Champions and add in Celestial Tower instead. I think I might like that build a little more because that would allow us to not rely on so many deserts. That's a consideration you guys can take if you wanna mix things up a little bit. So we have ourselves an octopus, which our emissary can kill quite easily. Could even nightmare it if we really want to, but I don't see the point. This is a good trade-off for us Faeria wise. Take a draw. Flash Salmon, very, very nice. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? We can move this up, Flash Wind, clear the 5/5, hit this, pass. And then we could even summon another Sky Guard on this lake. I'm gonna move this back because I don't want to kill this. I'm actually fine with it double collecting for now. I really like Sky Guard. Sky Guard's just such a cool card. Let's move this down safely out of the way of the Willow, and we'll pass. Flash Diamonds also represent damage from hand, and if you remember the Sunkichi game, I used the Flash Salmons to cycle and push damage when I had to be aggressive. And this can be done very well if you get power-ups on them from the Drakkar Sky Captain. So you can empower these Flash Salmons, use them as either removal, or you can use them as a source of damage, which is really cool. It's going to be a Frog Tosser, going to take care of my Sky Captain. Sad times. That's not very nice. Another Frog Tosser. Well, to be fair, I've got tremendous value out of these already. And I can take a much more aggressive stance now. Kind of desert here. Use this flat. Well, we can kill this. Use this Flash Salmon to take care of this. Which means we can push 6 damage here. And then we can just drop a Sky Guard behind. So that sets up potential 10 damage for next turn. And if a whale was to come down, we have Nightmare for it. So we can keep a hold of this Nightmare now, time it for that whale, get our creature back, and go from there. It's me for 2. Gonna build land to clear the 4/1. Doesn't really change much for me because I'm still pushing 10 damage at this point. Another really good draw here would be the champion, actually. Because if someone comes down the block, I can move it out the way and then I can push 10. Swordfish. It's not a guaranteed way to stop me pushing damage this turn. So this is just going to eat a Nightmare. There is another card coming down. It's going to be a Skyak, so it's going to lose value, and I'm going to be able to shimmy everything around and push that last piece of damage. So yeah, let's go for the Nightmare. Move around. take Faeria because we're not collecting anymore. And this gives us an opportunity to set up a Manta Rider. Now we're still in a lot of trouble if a whale comes down. If a whale comes down and swallows this and then this trades, not good at all. But I'm playing to my outs here. If I'm going to win this game, it's going to be through Nightmare and that Swordfish and making sure I can set up lethal for next turn. There's not really any point in playing around Sky Whale if I can't one-shot the... Well, basically, if I can't push any damage the last turn, I'm not going to win. I need to take a risk here. But I can smell a Sky Whale. Our opponent kind of moved around quite calmly. Yep, there it is. You can tell if your opponent starts like just playing their turn out normally, and you know Skywell's the answer, they're just gonna have it. And I think we're gonna encounter the same problem we had in our last game, which is we don't have enough firepower to finish off the game because our opponent generally just stabilizes. Like in this situation, I could play a Manta Rider, but it just gets cleared out so easily by either the Skyax, which are covering these two deserts. I guess I could play it here and try and bait the whale to come down, and then the whale comes down, hits this, it finishes off the rest of the Manta, and then I can soul drain the whale to get my Skyguard back. But not really setting up much, unfortunately. Oh, just more healing. Okay, I got what I wanted. But still, I'm Faeria starved. My opponent has a lot of options. Fugoro for more Faeria, more cards. Oh man. I felt like I had a pretty good start as well, which is crazy. Maybe going aggressive is not the way forward, but I don't know. I just don't know how I win the late game. Like Sky Whales are just amazing late game cards. There's not much in Faeria right now that can beat the power of a Sky Whale when it comes to that. Oh, Flash Salmon's really good actually. So Flash Salmon, I'm just gonna release this at a cheap price. Then we can play this here. Now this does die to the Skyak, and my opponent is going to quad collect, but I get to clear the collector. I pretty much lost from here. I don't know how I stop this, to be honest. There's not really anything in the deck that can do that. I was just going to clear my board and rebuild. We'll see what happens after the clear, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. So I think the build might need to be a bit more aggressive. I think that's the issue. But yeah, we'll just say well played, and yeah, we'll surrender. Our opponent has all the answers here. Had the whale when it was needed, the swordfish, the frogify, the crystal flower. Not much we can do about that. See, and this is it. This is Flyers for you. I feel like Flyers still needs a little bit more of a push in terms of other creatures. I feel that Drakkar Skycaptain is really good, but it's still lacking other powerful flying creatures. So that wraps up this episode of Oversky Card Spotlight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, Drakkar Skycaptain, I think, is a few cards away from becoming very powerful. The card itself is not bad, it's actually really good, but it doesn't have the support it needs to build a really strong flying archetype. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. We have the last monthly cup of this year coming up this Saturday, so be sure to check that out. You can tune in at Faeria, twitch.tv/Faeria TV if you want to watch that. And you can get rewards like eggs and gold and boosters if you tune in and watch the monthly cup from our egg bot. And you can root also for our players who are going to be participating in a $3,300 tournament. Thanks again, guys, and I hope you enjoy Drakkar Skycaptain.